You ever get the feeling that exchanges know just a little bit too much about your trading? You place your stop loss at a certain point and then magically it reaches your stop loss to the fucking cent. And then moonwalks its way all the way back up where you would have been probably in profit. Now, I'm not saying anything shady's going on. I am definitely not saying that. But what I am saying is there's a lot of shit you don't fucking understand about this market. And there's a lot of things you don't understand about how these exchanges, centralized and actually decentralized, work. Let me help you fix that. Alright, boys and girls, now sit the fuck down because class is in session again. And we're gonna learn a little bit about how these fucking exchanges are fucking you in the ass. Okay, no, I'm just joking. We're not gonna learn about that because it's not fucking true. But we are going to learn the ins and outs of more or less how these exchanges work, how they're making money, and why you keep getting fucking stop hunted, boy. Now, an important thing to note is I would say most top tier 1 exchanges are pretty ethical with their movements. I know there's a lot of rumors. Like, one thing I'll debunk right now. For most top exchanges, they're doing things pretty ethically. They make enough fucking money as it is to be like trying to fuck you over like your $30 liquidation. They're not doing that shit. But the lower tier exchanges, that's where all the fun, that's where all the chaos is going on. But yeah, I just want to debunk that now because I know there's a lot of rumors. Like, I'm not going to say names again, but X is trading against their users, or X is doing this, X is doing that. In most cases, if it's a top tier exchange, and you guys know which ones I'm talking about, the ones we all know, the ones we all see on the top volume charts on CoinGecko, they're not, for the most part, doing that much shit. Now, how do exchanges make money? I feel like we should all know this, but if you don't know this, again, this is for those in the back. Exchanges make most of their money off commissions. Maker fees, taker fees, we breathe, you pay fees, like everything. So every time you open a position, whether it's in spot, whether it's in futures, whether it's in fucking options, depending on the exchange you're trading, you're paying a commission. As I explained in my previous video, in a lot of cases, part of that commission goes to the KOL if you're under an affiliate link, but if not, it goes to 100% to the exchange. Now, there's a few caveats to this as well, because we're not taking into account listings. We'll get into volume wars in a bit. And a little thing called spread. Now, listings is simple. Again, most top tier exchanges, they do very thorough due diligence in order to list on the exchanges, but they're also charging you a listing fee. In a lot of cases, it gets spent into marketing and launch pads, launch pools, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But it's also something they take into account. But, like I said, the top tier exchanges aren't listing any garbage for the most part because they are not gonna risk fucking over their clients that are already making them billions just to get fucking 60K off a listing. But smaller exchanges, smaller tier exchanges, your mom and pop exchanges are. And they're charging a shit ton of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars to get shit tokens listed on their exchange. And it's pretty obvious to see which ones are doing this. Usually when a new project comes on the market and it's not well known and it gets automatically listed on this exchange, you know something shady is going on because this project doesn't even have a fucking audience at this point. So yeah, always watch out for that. So spread, and no, not fucking Nutella, you fat fuck. Let's say you open the app and Bitcoin's at 65,500. You open a trade or you buy the asset and Bitcoin's at 65,550 when you buy it. And you're like, what the fuck? I paid 50 euros over market. And then you go to sell it and you sell it at 64,950. $50 or 50 euros under market. In your mind, you're saying, what the fuck's going on? What happened to this $100? It just disappeared into thin air. Well, no, that's not the case. Those $100 get split in between the market makers, probably the exchanges in some cases, and also in hidden fees that you have no idea about. So be very careful when you're dealing with these no fee or zero fee exchanges. It's all bullshit. You're still paying fees because what are they living on if you're not paying any fees? Like, what? It's just a charitable fucking exchange. Just look at it like this. The spread is the invisible fee that eats you alive before the trading even fucking begins. Now, let's talk about market makers. What are market makers exactly? They're supposed to provide the liquidity, right? But in a lot of cases, they just front run your trades. They front run dead markets. They know your every move. And in a lot of cases, they're working with the exchange. Again, I'm not saying this is something bad. But now that can explain why when you're trading a low liquidity shitcoin, your stops always get fucking run. Because the market makers know exactly where you're going. You're trading against fucking bots. Think about that the next time you open a position in fucking Flamingo Finance. And now, are market makers evil? No, they're not. Are they your friends? No, they're not. They just exist to make sure trades go through and make money doing it. That's all. Now, like I said, in some cases, the market maker could be the exchange, or in some cases, it could be the team behind the project, or just working directly with the exchange. But again, this is all purely speculation. And now we're going into the honest part. I'm going to tell you Santa Claus doesn't exist in this case, which I think you should fucking know by now. But exchanges, KOLs, you call it, doesn't matter. They do not give a flying fuck if you make money or not. They're making money off the trading fees you generate. That's all they fucking care about. That's all they will ever care about. And it's in their right. It's their business. But stop thinking these companies, these influencers are actually looking out for your best interest. They're fucking not. They're making money off you. They're farming you as much as they can. I'm telling you, these companies, these influencers, they track everything. You're a product to them at the end of the day. You're a user. Just like Facebook does, just like TikTok does, just like Twitter does. Every fucking company that's online, that has an app, whatever, they're tracking your every fucking move. Because they want you to do more of the behavior that generates them money. In this case, believe it or not, to a fucking shock, it's fucking trading. So that's what they want you to do. They want you to keep trading. They want you to come back. They want you to come back. It's like a fucking casino. So trade fucking responsibly. So, okay. I think I went on a bit of a rant, but what can you take away from this? One, exchanges aren't fucking evil. They're not. Stop thinking that tier 1 exchanges aren't fucking trading against you. They're not doing all that bullshit. But they're not your fucking friends either. They're just a business. Exchanges are just a business. And at the end of the day, you're not the priority. You're the fucking liquidity. Understand that. And now I'm not telling you to stop trading. I'm just telling you to stop quitting being fucking shocked when the house acts like the fucking house. Because the house always wins. The house will always win. Like, just imagine you walking into a casino and be like, what? The odds aren't in my fucking favor? Like, no shit, Sherlock. That's why I have a strict rule, and I'll get that into in later videos. And this is just to sum everything up. Trade specific market conditions. Do not trade every market condition. Because if you trade shitty, unvolatile market conditions, you're trading against the house. And the house always wins. You want to trade against retail. You want to trade against other real, let's say real quote unquote traders. Because that way you have a chance to win. If not, you're just going to burn all your money. Now, that's all for today, gents. If this triggered you, congrats, I guess. I hope you learned a little bit. As always, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Shit on me in the comments. Tell me I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't care. Like I said, it's crypto. Let's have some fun. Let's be a little bit toxic. Leave a comment, like the video. And again, just subscribe, and yeah, I'll try to keep bringing you guys everything I've learned throughout the years and trying to be as transparent as possible. So again, appreciate it if you've made it this far. So see you next time, gents. And I'll just leave you with this. Remember one thing. This is for your book, for your life book. If you're not paying for the fucking product, you are the fucking product. Later.